Monday, and we are packing up so that we can head out. This morning so far I've been working on getting the Rhinebeck footage edited, so that should be up tonight, Monday night. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be Tuesday. But we're about to drive to Virginia with another stop in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, more than likely. Bookstore cat. Hey. Hey. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday morning and we are leaving our hotel. I'm gonna make our final drive back home. We have so many shipments for the store waiting for us. Sam! I missed you, kitty! Our house! We're home! I'm so excited to be home. We had such a blast on our trip, but there's nothing like walking into your home after a long travel and just finding everything right where you left it. But it's surreal coming back in here, and I swear every time I come in here after being gone for a long time, you kind of walk in with a new appreciation. I definitely need to clean the floors. I didn't get a chance to do that before I left, so I forgot how kind of messy they were, but in general, it's nice to come home to a clean house that's all my own. Well, my family's, but you know what I mean. Everything over here is looking beautiful. Thank goodness. Completely forgot that I just had bundles of brand new fiber here I haven't even gotten to spin. So I have so much spinning ahead of me. So today's video is hopefully the last one that will feel kind of disjointed and just all over the place. We are finally back home. We've been traveling for the past 2 days to get here. We split up the drive home into 2 8-hour sessions. So this morning we were in Roanoke, Virginia, and now we're here. So I don't know how all of this footage is gonna come together, but hi baby. Hey. But hopefully, you know, we'll be back to kind of normal tomorrow. But we're gonna settle in. What are you doing? Say hi to Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah. Say hi to your Tia. Well, we're home. We are back at our house in Alabama. It's so nice to be home. I do desperately miss New York already, especially coming back to 80-degree weather. It's a big change after spending a week in the freezing cold and rain. But we are back home and I'm very happy to be done with the drive mostly. But there's also something so nice and comforting about coming back to your own space and being with my cat, and I'll get my dogs tomorrow from my parents, so yeah, we're so happy to be home. We have one final task. We have to take our rental car back to the place. We just finished unpacking it and cleaning it. So now we have to go get this over with and then come home and just settle in and just be happy. We have to unpack. I am opening the yarn store tomorrow, so I don't have a lot of time to just kind of relax and kind of, you know, decompress. So I want to get home and just unpack as much as possible, get laundry going, that kind of thing, and try to edit this video so that I'll be back on the schedule for the rest of the month. Although we're quickly approaching the rest of the month, but I have a feeling yesterday's travel and today's travel will be a combined video, and then I shouldn't have any more combined videos for the rest of the month. But we've driven 16 hours plus because of, you know, city driving in the past 2 days, so I have definitely not had time to record or other than little snippets. So yeah, tomorrow will restart me back to kind of normal. But yeah, I have lots of like fun videos to watch. I saw there's lots of vlogs that have gone up, different videos I'm looking forward to catching up with all of my YouTube friends on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just being done and relaxing and giving my daughter a bath. She needs a bath. Okay, so we're gonna go do the rental car. I'm watching my daughter while my husband finishes up outside, so I think I'm going to go ahead and open 2 packages that I have waiting for me. One, I think, is a gift from my mom. I don't know what it is yet, but it came from, I think she said the UK. I'll have to double check. And the other one is my monthly paleobotany subscription club from Yarnaceous Fibers. So it's kind of fun going to see Maggie in person at wool&folk and not getting a chance to buy anything, but coming home and having yarn from her. Not that I need any more yarn right now, but we're almost at the end of the year for the subscription. So anyway, I'm gonna open those real quick. So here's a spoiler. My daughter's playing with a watering can. Here's a spoiler for the October Paleobotany Yarn Club. If you are subscribed to this and don't want to see it, then maybe just click forward a couple of seconds. Okay, it's gorgeous. I love this one. This is super beautiful. Lots of pumpkin orange and some purple. Yeah, pumpkin orange and purple, and cream and speckles. Absolutely beautiful for October. Okay, now we are actually home, so I'm going to open this gift from my mom. I don't know what this is going to be, but this is really cute. Anytime, I mean, you can have a simple cardboard box and tie a bow around it, and I'm instantly in love. I'm excited to find out what this is. Oh. Ooh, it says ceramics. Handcrafted ceramics in London. Okay, I actually just gasped pulling this out of the box. How stunningly beautiful is this? So it's a pumpkin mug, and look at this handle. It's like the dried vine on the pumpkin, and it's this beautiful kind of warm taupey color. Oh my gosh, and I love the little foot on this mug. Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you, Mom and Dad, because I know you're watching. So, wow, this was so sweet. So in the beginning of the month, if you've been watching from the beginning of my Vlogtober, my mission for the beginning, for the first week, was to find a cute pumpkin mug. And I went out to the store and couldn't find quite what I wanted. And my mom's, and she told me on the phone that she had ordered me a gift from London. And this is it. Oh, it's so special and perfect. And the mug is the perfect size. The handle is the perfect size. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I can't wait to have coffee tomorrow and tea, and this is the perfect thing to come home to, because now I'll have something like comforting and delightful for my morning tomorrow. Aw, thanks Mom and Dad. How pretty is this? Look at this gorgeous loaf of rye bread that we picked up in Virginia before we headed home. So this is made by a bakery called Staff of Life Bread Company in Harrisonburg, Virginia. And on our way home yesterday, we stopped by a local co-op market that they have in Harrisonburg, because on Mondays they deliver their fresh bread at the co-op. And so we went in and we found this gorgeous loaf of rye bread. So I'm excited to have this probably for dinner, although I've eaten a lot of bread these past couple of days because it's easy to travel and it's abundant in New York. But I just wanted to share because it's so pretty. All right, I also just remembered this gigantic carrot that we got at the co-op. We couldn't help ourselves. They were all this gigantic. So this co-op in Harrisonburg, they specialize in bulk and local organic produce and dry goods and body care and all of the above. So this is from their organic produce section, and all of the carrots look like this. So we'll see how good it is. Sometimes when produce gets really large, it can lose a little bit of flavor, but I kind of feel like this is going to be delicious. So anyway, it's a gigantic carrot. I just wanted to show you guys. So we have our gigantic carrot. We've got our lovely fresh baked rye bread. And then of course the pumpkins from our garden. It's nice to come home to these guys. I added this one to the table before we left for some color variety. This could almost be a decoration too. Now that's a pretty table. Jason just pulled these gorgeous orange peppers out of our garden, and somehow, even though we're growing like these incredibly spicy, we've got Carolina, but somehow this orange one, it must have crossbred, and it's not spicy at all. It's like a sweet snacking pepper, so I'm going to put some in our dinner. It feels so good to be cooking in my kitchen tonight, and I just love all the colors in the pan. So I have broccoli, I have carrots, I've got those orange peppers I just showed you, strips of tempeh, and olive oil, sesame oil, soy sauce. Now I'm going to add some spices. And then back here I have some white rice, white basmati rice with wakame and miso. I separated some out for my daughter before I added in the chili oil. And here's what ours looks like after I added the chili oil and spices and a little bit of honey to balance out the heat. So this is sweet and spicy tempeh and vegetables and rice, the wakame miso rice. And then I have a pumpkin ale that was brewed in Virginia that we picked up while we were there. Ara likes her dinner too. Hello and good evening. It's about 8:30 p.m. We've been home now for a few hours. We have been super busy since we've been home. My husband was checking on everything with the garden outside, and I was working on cleaning some stuff up inside the home, as well as unpacking some things and making dinner. So this is the first nice calm moment I've had since we've been home from the trip. I've got this beautiful mug that I showed you guys earlier. My mom sent this to me. It was waiting for me when I got here. My little pumpkin. So I have some rooibos tea. I was mentioning we stopped at an organic co-op in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and they had a loose leaf. Well, they had a bulk section where you could, you can choose your quantities for different items, and including a bulk spice and tea section. So my husband found the rooibos tea. That's one of my most favorites, if not my favorite tea. And so he made some of that. So I'm drinking that from my little pumpkin mug. I've got some soy milk in there and cinnamon and vanilla. I think that's it, but it's absolutely delicious. And last night I only got 3 hours of sleep because I was up editing my Rhinebeck video that came out before this one, which by the way has had a huge response. That's been really fun to see that all day, just everybody telling me that they felt like they were getting to come along to Rhinebeck if they weren't there. That's been really great. I'm really glad that's how you guys felt, because that's what I was going for, and I wanted to provide that because yeah, Rhinebeck, or New York Sheep and Wool, any kind of traveling, but especially a yarn festival, it can be a very expensive and out of reach kind of experience. I was very fortunate to get to go this year, and so I wanted to share that. And so I'm glad that it's had a really nice reception. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. But anyway, so the vlog footage for this one today, I've been kind of recording some snippets of a few places we've been on our travels the past 2 days, but each day, so yesterday and today, we've driven 8 hours at least each day. We had an overnight stop in Roanoke, Virginia, and so we've just been going, and that's on top of course, taking care of our daughter while we travel, and me trying to work and get videos done. So when I'm done recording this, I'm about to go start editing, so I'm not sure what to expect for today, but I think I mentioned earlier, tomorrow hopefully we'll be back to normal with the rest of the week and the vlogs and kind of like the content and the flow, and so my really tired travel vlogs should hopefully end here. But I am going to the yarn store tomorrow, my yarn store, so I'm not taking off a rest day or anything, so we'll have stuff to jump straight into. I got in a couple of shipments for the shop, so I'll be sure to show those tomorrow if you want to tune in and see what's new. But yeah, so I thought I would just record for a minute and while I drank my tea, and show you guys the projects that I took to New York with me and on our road trip, so that I could just kind of share with you what I got to knit on, and we could look at those things together. So I ended up bringing a ton of projects, of course, as one does. And I think I actually worked on all of them except for my Stephen West MKAL, which to me is kind of funny because I was so speedy with getting the first clue done and then redone because I had to redo my whole first clue, and then I'm at the 50% mark with clue 2, and by now clue 3 is actually coming out clue 4, the last clue I think, is actually coming out in a couple of days, and I haven't started on clue 3. I knew this would happen, which is part of why I wanted to get so much of it done in the beginning, and I have looked ahead at clue 3, and there's definitely, it should be pretty easy knitting, so I think I can go ahead and finish this one up pretty shortly after the MKAL is over. But everything else that I brought, I worked on, so I'm going to show you those things. Since this one's right on top, oh, and I'm using this beautiful Deli Q bag. These are mesh and waxed canvas, and I sell these in my shop. I'm about to order some more colors, so I'll make sure to have these listed soon, but these things are amazing. I used this bag all weekend at New York Sheep and Wool, and it was perfect. It has snaps, there is a shoulder strap attached to it, and there's zipper pockets on the outside, but anyway, it's been really handy. So it's been full of all of my knitting this past week. So right on top of this bag, I have a new cast on, and this is just a simple muscle burra hat, which is a Isolde Teague pattern, and I think the majority of the knitting I've done on this I did today. So it was the day before I left, I think, I cast this hat on because I wanted to get to the point where all of the increases were done, and so it could just be stockinette in the round, something really easy for when I was maybe walking and knitting, or yeah, just needed something kind of easy. And the yarn is lamb strings yarn in the sugar and spice colorway. It's beautiful. It's very simple and subdued, especially compared to some of her other colors. So yeah, I'm just in the stockinette. So I'm sure you're familiar with this pattern, but it is a hat pattern where you knit one very long tube, and then at the end you stick one half of the tube into the other. I have made one other one, and it's actually over there, but it's in a very purple color, so I wanted to make something neutral with yarn from my stash. And when I bought this skein, I didn't really have anything planned for it, so I decided to just take it out and cast it on before my trip. I love the way that the fabric is knitting up, the speckles and the variegation. And my stitch marker, this is a Wool & Forest marker. It's the moon phases. And I can't remember what the gemstone is, but it's this beautiful kind of rose gold. It's like a rose gold metal bar with the moon phases and then these tiny gemstones. Yep. And I'm using US 2 needles, so this is a 2.75 millimeter. The last one I knit, I believe I chose these needles too. So this pattern's kind of fun because you can really pick any yarn and any needles that you want to, and you end up, so when you have about 1 inch of fabric, so everybody starts the project the same, and when you have about 1 inch of fabric, you measure how much, your gauge, and then you actually you'll follow the instructions for stitch counts for the gauge that you have and the size hat that you want. So it's really simple once you get going. And so I think I'm actually coincidentally doing the same formula that I did the last time. But I'm going to be sure to knit this one longer because the other one fits perfectly circumference wise, but I wish it was longer. So I'm going to make sure that I use up every last bit of this skein. And for the cast on, I used the Nitty Natty Crochet the Magic Circle cast on, but when I cast on, I was in a hurry and the hook that I used was a lot bigger than the needles, like a lot bigger. And so I ended up with, on one side, very gappy stitches, on the other side, not so bad. But the nice thing about this pattern is one end will be tucked into the other. And so this, I'm just going to make sure that this end is tucked into the hat so you won't even see it. So it hasn't been bothering me that it's kind of gappy like that because, again, I know it'll be gone. So yeah, just a simple muscle burra hat, something nice and easy to pick up and knit on, and I think it's going to be for me. Yeah, it's going to be for me. But I do want to make some of these as gifts, and I want to make one for my daughter, definitely want to make one for my husband, so I have plans. But yeah, I mostly knit on this one today because when it was my husband's turn to drive, I was extremely tired, and I needed something simple. And the rest of the projects I had with me, I couldn't really knit on anyway. That's project one. Okay, my next project in my bag. This was another new cast on for this trip. And this one I have made a ton of progress. So on the trip, I think this is probably the project I worked on the very most because, so since we had a 16-hour, well, we had a 32-hour drive, but 16 hours one way, we split up the drive into fourths. So each day we were doing like 8 hours, or the first day I think we did 10 hours, and then 6 hours, and then, yeah. But regardless, when my husband was driving, I was working on this pattern, and this is a Love Note by Tin Can Knits. And this is my 4th time knitting this pattern. I really love the way that this one fits, and it's beautiful, and I just need 2 skeins of fingering weight and 2 skeins of lace weight to make this work. So I ordered some Stress Knits yarn a couple of months ago when Stacy kind of did her last big shop update. I got 2 skeins of her favorite base and 2 skeins of her cloud base. And so for favorite, I got eucalyptus. It's a little bit minty, a little bit sage green, somewhere in between. And then for the fluff, this is her favorite base, which is the Surrey Alpaca, and this colorway is Mountain Mama, which is fitting since I just drove through West Virginia. Okay, so on second thought, I'm going to have to finish showing you guys these projects tomorrow. My daughter's very upset. We're all extremely tired. You can see it. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Sorry if you can hear my daughter screaming. I'm trying to get her to go to bed. I keep pausing and going in there with her, and yeah, we're all overtired. So yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this video tomorrow morning, and we're gonna see how it shapes up. But here's to a good night's sleep, and I'll go through all these projects again tomorrow. So thanks for watching today. I will see you guys tomorrow for another fun video. I'm looking very much forward to waking up and getting into my routine. So having a cup of coffee, getting to edit the video, and then go to the yarn store. And yeah, so I shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.